Hey everyone, it's Lockhart QT, and today the Game Awards have announced all their nominees across all categories. So just like last year, I thought it'd be fun to go through all of the categories and just pick which ones are my favourites and sort of talk you through them. So let's get right into it. Okay, so we now have the nominees. The website is actually live, and more importantly, they have announced the Game of the Year categories coming that will obviously be announced on December 7th. So let's get voting here. Game of the Year. I'm not gonna lie, I think their selection this year is actually really good. So we've got Alan Wake 2, we got Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and Tears of the Kingdom. I've played most of these, so I feel like I've got a pretty good say on this, and I'm currently playing through it at the moment. And although Spider-Man 2 is pretty good, Resident Evil 4, like pretty much all of these were really good, I've got to go with Baldur's Gate 3. I just think it was an outstanding game, and obviously I'll talk about it more in its own dedicated video, but I thought it was brilliant. Best game direction, again, this is quite vague. I'm just going to actually make this smaller so you guys can sort of properly see it there. But yeah, I've got to be honest, I'm not really too sure what to pick for this. I feel like all of these have good direction, but I think I'm just going to pick Baldur's Gate 3. Next up is Best Narrative. Again, I feel like all of these have really good narratives, so I don't really know what to pick here. I think I'm going to have to go with Final Fantasy 16. Really enjoyed the game, and I thought it had a fantastic story, so again, it's a very, very tight category, all the games there. But best art direction, straight away, Hi-Fi Rush. I thought this game is outstanding, and I feel like it has been snubbed a bit, not being picked as Game of the Year. But hey ho, best score music, again, Hi-Fi Rush. If you haven't played the game is literally Devil May Cry, but it's it's like a rhythm game. So its music is phenomenal. And again, best audio design, I've got to give it to Hi-Fi Rush. I thought the audio design, in terms of how they incorporate the music and the beat, was fantastic. And I hope it at least wins one award at the Game Awards. Best performance here, so this was kind of like the best actor. So obviously we got Ben Starr, Cameron Monaghan, Idris Elba, and I've got to be honest, all 6 of these I feel like gave a really good performance, and this is a really tight one. I'm going to have to go with Ben Starr. He played Clive in Final Fantasy 16, but Yuri and, you know, all the rest of them are fantastic. Innovation, accessibility. This one's a very weird choice. I guess this is like the game with the best settings. I'm just going to pick Hi-Fi Rush because I've got to be honest, I'm not really too bothered about that award. Games for Impact. Now, straight away, looking through all 6 of these, I have not played any of these games, and I don't really know what to pick. The only games that I've actually seen are A Space for the Unbound, Goodbye Volcano High, because it's been in literally every state of play in existence, and is it Tachia? Is that how you pronounce that? But I'm just going to go with A Space for the Unbound because I don't really know what else to pick there. So best ongoing game, so this is the game that's getting sort of the best current support. I've got to be honest, I still play a lot of these. I feel like Cyberpunk's done really well purely for the fact that they've managed to get that game back out of the mud, back up and running. We've got Apex Legends, Fortnite, but I'm just going to go with Final Fantasy 14 as it's the only game that I've sort of been really playing throughout the year. Best community support, so obviously, you know, it's in the title what this is, but I'm just going to go with Baldur's Gate 3 because I feel like the Baldur's Gate community and the RPG fans have really given that some love. Best indie game, it's the only one I've played on the list, so it's going to have to be Sea of Stars. I thought the game was fantastic overall. Best debut indie game, the only game that I've actually touched on here is Viewfinder, which is a game where you take pictures and you can like walk inside of them, and it's like a puzzle platformer. It's really good. Best mobile game, I've got to be honest, I don't really play mobile games at all, so I'm just going to go with Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, just because it is the classic games but in like a mobile format. Best VR game, this is a bit of an interesting one. The only one of these that I've actually played around a friend's house was Resident Evil 8 on VR with obviously Lady Dimitrescu in VR glory. Best action game, I'm not going to lie, from what I've seen, Dead Island 2 and Ghost Runner are really good, but I've got to go with Hi-Fi Rush. I love Hi-Fi Rush. I've done a video explaining it, but best action adventure game, ooh, this one's a difficult one. I've just finished playing Star Wars Tears of the Kingdom was brilliant, Resident Evil 4 was brilliant, Spider-Man 2 was brilliant, and Alan Wake 2 was brilliant. But I feel like if it's action-adventure, I think I'm going to go with Spider-Man 2. I just thought the game was fantastic overall, and it really, you really feel like Spider-Man in the cringy way of saying it. Next up, well, first off, definitely not Starfield. I've already done a video on the channel, but I really did not like playing Starfield. But I've got to go with Baldur's Gate 3 here for sort of, for that category in particular. I just feel like Baldur's Gate 3 is going to absolutely sweep this Game Awards. So best fighting game, this one's really difficult. I've heard Nick All-Star Brawl 2 is really good, and I need to play it because I played the original and really liked it. But I'm going to go with Street Fighter 6 because other than that, it's the only game on that list that I've actually played this year, and I really enjoyed Street Fighter 6. Best family game, I feel like this could either be Pikmin or Mario, but I'm going to go with Super Mario Bros. Wonder out of the two because I think it's the better game personally. Best sim and strategy game, I'm actually going to go with Pikmin 4 because I have played Fire Emblem Engage as well, but I feel like out of the two, Pikmin 4 is a lot better. Best sports and racing game, this one's a weird one. I'm not going to lie, the only game on this list that I've actually played is the new FIFA, or should I say EA Sports FC. I've not touched the new Forza, I will at some point, but unfortunately I just haven't touched it as of yet. Best multiplayer, so I didn't even know Baldur's Gate 3 had multiplayer until a certain point, which is quite funny. I've not played Diablo, I've not played Party Animals. So for me, I've got to go with Super Mario Bros. Wonder because they're keeping couch co-op alive, and you've got to give Nintendo a lot of respect for that. Best adaptation, so this is like series, movie. I actually really want to watch the new Twisted Metal. I've heard it's really good. I haven't watched Gran Turismo, that's the only one on the list I haven't watched, but I've got to go with the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I went to the cinema twice to watch this, and I enjoyed it. Most anticipated game, I'm looking forward to most of these. I'm looking forward to Outlaws, Hades 2, Tekken, but I've got to go with Final Fantasy 7. I can't wait to cover this on the channel. I'm a massive Final Fantasy 7 fan. I'm so excited for that game. Next up is Best Content Creator. The only one of these that I've actually seen is Iron Mouse. Unfortunately, that says a lot about me, doesn't it? But hey ho, we're going to pick Iron Mouse. Best esports game, I don't really play esports at all. I don't touch it with a 10-foot barge pole. I don't play any of these games. The only ones that I've actually played are CSGO, the original, and I have played like 10 minutes of League of Legends. I hated it, so I'm just going to pick League because I don't know what else to pick. Esports athlete, some of these guys' pictures look hilarious, but I'm just going to go with the guy on the left just because I've got no idea what to pick for I always hate picking these categories just because I don't have a clue about esports. Honestly, for this next one, this is going to sound really cringy, but I'm genuinely going to pick just the best jersey, which I think is the orange one, Fnatic, or whatever they're called. Esports coach, I mean, no offense, but what category even is this? I'm just going to go with the person on the very left. Again, this is a very, in my opinion, nothing category. I know that sounds really disrespectful, but I just don't care. In terms of venue, I always pick Evo every single year because I don't watch Valorant or Overwatch or Dota or any of them. So, but yeah, that's been it. And these are the Game of the Year category nominees. Obviously, Alan Wake 2, I think, is the only one here that can be sort of switched out. I think the other 5 are fantastic picks. I personally would sort of switch it out and put Hi-Fi Rush instead of Alan Wake 2, but I've got to be honest, I haven't played much of Alan Wake 2, so that's my own personal opinion. Anyway, everyone, tell me in the comments below, what do you think about these nominees and categories? Personally, my Game of the Year is probably going to be a little bit different, as I am going to do my own, but I'm going to do it sort of later in December, because I feel like that way, it's close to the end of the year, and it's a better summary of all of gaming throughout the year. But thank you so much for watching, and for more gaming content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.